including Kyrie Irving and D. Wade. Nobody took the ball out of Michael's hands. And Kareem, you run the show. There is an alpha. There is a formula. Jayson Tatum's a great player. But he's closer to Duncan in personality than Magic. Just think about this. Close your eyes, unless you're driving and listening on radio. Let's close our eyes. Close our eyes. Think about Magic Johnson. You can see the smile. Think about Michael. You can see that cocky grin. Think about LeBron. You can see the imagery. Pre-game, chalk. You can close your eyes, and there's images with stars. Close your eyes now and do it with Tatum. I don't see anything. 26 a night? I don't see anything. Close your eyes and do it with Duncan. You see a rebound? I'm not being harsh here. I can close my eyes and I see Magic Johnson smile and laugh. I see Michael Jordan in the documentary. He see his intensity, his brooding intensity, but his likability. LeBron James, say what you want. I close my eyes. I can see his game running down the floor, blocking things. There's a formula to this stuff. I don't think the NBA needs it, but we've had 3 all time. That's it.
Well, maybe our formula is a little broken because earlier Colin said that Ja Morant was going to be the face of the league. And it's like, okay, so someone who gets in trouble and is trying to live that life is someone who we want to be the face of the league. I already ripped the whole conversation and the whole idea of the face of the league. And so I'm not going to unpack that in this video. I want to kind of keep it centered around someone like a Jayson Tatum. And it's just kind of absurd that we don't want to highlight someone like Jayson Tatum, who does all the right things, who stays out of trouble. When I close my eyes, I think of Jayson Tatum. First off, the dude is physically imposing. He's 6'9". He's jacked. I mean, his body is jacked. We want to talk about people's bodies and stuff like that. He's jacked. He balls. He goes hard. He's relentless. He's a champion. First team, all pro, year after year. Like I don't understand. He's only 26 years old. That's young in NBA to be able to do these things. It's young. The people don't just enter the league at 22, 23 and start winning and doing this. It's not common. It takes time for these players to develop, for them to mature, like physically. So I see a big smile. I see someone who's often with his little boy, which is awesome. So like I don't understand. And the media has the power here. The media oftentimes picks and chooses what's cool. They tried to make someone cool like a Ja Morant. And then the media decided to say, no, we don't want that. And so now Ja Morant's no longer cool. They could have leaned into Ja Morant's, whole bad boy mentality and all that. Get in trouble. He doesn't care. They could have done that. They absolutely could have, but they didn't. They know politically it's not the right move. So they didn't do it. But he's still very popular. Still very popular. But, as a society now, we have higher standards. And so we don't want to celebrate players who are, doing certain things. So it's like, okay. So then what about Jayson Tatum? Oh, well, he's too nice. It's like, what? What does that even mean? What about Steph Curry? Well, he wasn't really a face of the league. Of course he was. No, he wasn't. Oh, really? He didn't take over the NBA? Really? He didn't change the way basketball is fundamentally played? He didn't cause like a Justin Bieber level of frenzy, boys and girls of all ages going insane for Steph? Oh, okay, sure. Okay. People aren't now shooting threes like all over the place. Okay. And what did you see when you closed your eyes? You saw him shooting threes. Yeah, because he's awesome. He smiles. He's a nice guy. He's a family guy. I think of, it's impossible for me to think of Steph and not think of him with his little girls and his family and stuff like that. That's very much of his brand. These are all made up conversations. that are all just forced narratives. So we can do whatever we want with them. So yeah, you can close your eyes and just see like, I don't see anything with Jayson Tatum. Well, that's a you problem. That's a you problem. So I don't know why this is such a weird thing. And I wish Jayson Tatum didn't even say that, check all the boxes for the face of the NBA, because like I wish he was just like, he didn't buy into this nonsense of like the face of the NBA. Like, just go out and ball, man. It's kind of right. Like, would Kobe say that? No. Kobe be like, I don't care, man. I'm just here to ball. Just leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. This whole face of the NBA, it's, God, basketball media, we talk about everything but basketball. Seriously. We talk about everything but actual basketball. How did we get here? How did we get here? Even when Caitlin Clark and all of that took off in basketball, it was just about the phenomenon of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and the bias and the hate and the this and the that. It wasn't actually about basketball. It really wasn't. Even the playoffs last year felt less about the actual games themselves. And I don't know how we got here. But it's definitely, I mean, again, it's very media driven. Very media driven. And we're just constantly having the wrong conversations. And I think, at least in football, more often than not, we're having the right conversations. But when we kind of veer off, it's a little bit easier to kind of get back on track. But with this, it's just like, football's over. And so now basketball content is at its highest, especially on shows like The Herd, First Things First, etc. First Take, any other shows. And like, these are the conversations we're having. It's like if we, if the roles were reversed and basketball was really dominant and basketball was first and then football. And, now basketball just ended and now we jump into football. And rather than jumping into now like week 8 and being like, oh, can the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl? What does Jalen Hurts need to do to be better? Kansas City Chiefs, is this in a sustainable way to win football games? They keep winning these one-score games, et cetera, et cetera. Can Josh Allen change the narrative? Lamar Jackson, will he be MVP? It's like we're just saying, who's more popular, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? It's like, I don't know, bro. Like, who cares right now? Like, what? Like, why are we talking about this? It's bizarre. It's bizarre. We jump into basketball. Our games, if the roles were reversed, it's like if we jumped in the football season, are these games too boring? Are they going for it too much on fourth down now? It's like, I don't know, man. It's week 9. We're a couple months away from, from the playoffs. Let's like actually just like talk about the games. No. I think they kicked too many field goals. Too many field goals. It's too boring. It's like, okay. And that's what we keep doing with basketball. We jump into basketball takes and it's just too many threes. Who's the face of the league? Is this boring? Who's the best dressed? Who's the coolest guy in the NBA? I don't know, man. I don't care. Who cares? And again, if you did it with football, it would be bizarre. I couldn't imagine in September, the beginning of the season, we talk about who's the coolest football player. Who do people want to be more? Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen? I don't know how we got here. Maybe you guys have an idea how we got here. I don't know how we got here. But it's I mean, at least women's basketball, honestly, like Caitlin Clark and the Angel Reese, like, if we were going to talk about other things that didn't involve like actual basketball, that drama and that chaos was at least a little bit more interesting to me, because at least it kind of had like, I don't know, it was the whole like, I try to stay away from politics, but it definitely had a political vibe to it, which at least like felt like it mattered a little bit more, technically speaking. Like, but in terms of like, close your eyes, who do you think's the coolest player in the NBA right now? I'm like, I don't care, man. I don't care. What are we doing here? What are we talking about? So, I don't know. I would really love to hear your guys' thoughts on this one. Like, how do you think we got here? Why do we not? And even now, basketball takes in general now, it's just like we just keep talking about the Lakers, the Warriors, and kind of the Celtics. And like, that's it. That's it. No real other takes on, like, the Cleveland Cavaliers, top in the NBA. I'm not like seeing any takes on them. And we'll see what First Things First does when they come back. But it's just like, why aren't we talking about all these other teams? Why aren't we doing a deeper dive on what's going wrong with the 76ers and how are they never good, considering they're a massive city and the Philadelphia Eagles just won? You know, and the same owner was able to run the Commanders and make them good. Why can't the Sixers get good? What's going on with that? What's going on with the Minnesota Timberwolves? The Knicks? I mean, like, you know, like, it just, I don't know. You guys tell me. You tell me. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think Tatum is an underappreciated star in the NBA? I'm curious why or why not you think that to be the case, and how we kind of evolved as a basketball media, feedback loop of talking about anything but actual basketball. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.